Well, welcome to the Denver7 Facebook page. We're live. We're going to give just a couple of seconds for people to start coming in as the algorithms do their thing, whatever that means.
Yeah, I don't know.
That means. We are here with Denver7 Chief. I'm getting to sit with the Chief meteorologist.
You're so sweet. Thank
Lisa
you.
Hidalgo. How you doing?
I'm good. A little antsy. Whenever there's a storm coming in, I get antsy. I don't sleep well because I'm excited for it.
Are you?
Also a little nervous, yes,
you?
but I'm excited.
Well, so is there really a storm coming? Because I was biking this morning and it felt like, to me, summertime. Like this feels amazing.
Okay, you've lived here for now, what, 7 years you said?
Yeah.
You know how it works here.
It's
gorgeous, it's
to you, I know how this
beautiful.
works.
Yeah, we go from 50, almost 60 degrees today
Yeah.
to sub-freezing temperatures within about a 36 to 48 hour period. So,
Right.
I mean, obviously a huge jump, a huge change.
Yeah, so today it's going to be, what, 57?
57,
Okay.
yeah. We'll get to 57 right around 3, 4 o'clock this afternoon. So the difference between our tonight temps, afternoon temps, to our Sunday morning temps will be about a 60-degree change, which is not the craziest change that we've seen. I mean, we have seen a huge jump within just 24 hours at times here. So this will take a little more time, but it's still going to get there.
So we are on Facebook. I see a lot of folks are hopping in. So the deal here is you've got Lisa here. She's the expert, and just feel free to ask any question you have about this upcoming impending doom that we have going on. I know the big deal is obviously the wind chills for a lot of folks. I was looking at some of the weather service charts last night, and I was seeing a negative 45 degrees in Walden potentially on Monday.
I mean, even down here, you know, you look like Gunnison. In fact, even this week, Gunnison had a wind chill, I think, of like 37 below when we checked it the other morning. Those will be spots that typically do see really dangerous wind chills, will get it. But we're also talking, I mean, here in town, Denver, to the east toward Lyman, Fort Collins, Lebanon. I mean, our wind chills could get down to about 20 to 30 degrees below 0.2, which is extremely dangerous on exposed skin. I mean, there is a way. People live in this kind of weather across the country all the time. You just have to be prepared for it. Layers, covering up, and being careful. I mean, I would say, just due to the icy nature of what's going to happen, I'd say stay inside if you can, just for that purpose, not getting out on the roadways. But we can get through it.
And that's the flash freeze scenario folks are talking about. Can you kind of talk? That just sounds scary. Scary to me. What can you talk about that is?
Well, you know, we don't often see it because what will happen here is, you know, we're in the, let's say 38 degrees. A cold front comes through. It starts to snow heavy, and then we've got a good layer of snow on there. But in this scenario, what could happen is that you get a wave of snow coming through. The ground right now is relatively still pretty warm, so that snow would melt, and then we would drastically see a drop in temperature. So you've got a wet road. We go from, let's say, 37 to 25 in a very short amount of time. So that layer of water on there is going to freeze in a hurry. Bridges and overpasses, we talk about that. I mean, you think about it, the ground, again, is relatively warm. It's a little more insulated. But if you've got a bridge or an overpass, that air is passing underneath it. It's a lot colder. It's going to freeze a lot faster. I would say those are the spots. If it looks wet over the next couple of days, I would assume it's ice, if I were you.
I remember, well, we had that big cold snap last year, about the same time.
It was the same exact weekend. I mean, because we were coming into MLK onto Monday, where we had, you know, folks outside in sub-freezing conditions. It was the exact same weekend.
Well, and I think, I may be getting my timing mixed up, but I remember, I think we had a flash freeze with that one around them, because one of my colleagues here, I don't have a car, I bike home, and she texted me, she walked out in the parking lot and said, you need to be careful because you can't see it. It's, you know, the sun's down, it's dark.
Right.
I walked my bike home for 4 miles. It was so bad.
Yeah.
And so you can't see it. It's terrifying.
And last year, I mean, we were talking, it was right around the 13th or 14th. We went from 30s, you know, 40s down to 20 degrees below zero. So last year was actually colder than what we're going to see with this. This is not going to be warm by any means, but, you know, last year we were talking temps. The coldest I think it got was, morning of the 15th, and we were at 19 below. Yeah.
Hey, thanks for joining us. I see some of you are hopping in here. Becky, so I know Becky will she's in here. She's part of the Flight 629. How many scam calls do y'all get a day? Scam calls?
A lot.
I can't keep up. Becky Tassone is on the Flight 629 Memorial Committee. We've done a lot of stories about. By the way, we're trying to raise money Denver7 gives for Flight 629. If you don't know what that is, just go denver7.com/flight629 and learn about that. But Becky, thank you for joining us. She's saying that this makes her nervous. I get that. A lot of people do, especially if Becky's been here forever. A lot of folks who are new here, this can be a little bit,
I would say don't be nervous. You know, when I was kind of explaining to you, honestly, for 99.9% of us, this cold snap will be here, it'll be gone, and you'll be just fine. There will be the situations where we do get potential car accidents, we do get broken pipes, we do see that here and there, but this is not, it's not really that abnormal for us. We usually do see one really good cold snap every season. It usually is in January, late January into early February, so timing wise this is about right. I mean, we jokingly say stock show weather. Around the stock show it gets really cold, but you know, we do have the infrastructure here. If to be honest, I'd be a little more nervous living down in, say, Dallas, or eventually here early next week into Atlanta, where their temperatures are going to get dangerously cold and they don't have the infrastructure to really deal with it.
Right. Do you mind kind of walking us through the timeline and what we can expect? Because this is not just a one-time thing. This is like a couple of rounds, I guess. We've
got 2 rounds of snow. So let me show you. Let me get on Futurecast here. First, I'll kind of show you. You can see what's going to be really interesting with this. And, you know, as a meteorologist, it's kind of nerdy, but I love watching and feeling. I mean, I will take my girls, we will step outside and I'll say, feel what's happening. I mean, that cold front, when you can see and feel that change, it's unreal. So tomorrow, not so much today, but you know, you're going to start to see these temperatures from Bismarck down and through, you know, north to South Dakota into northern Nebraska, and then over our northeastern plains, drastically changing within probably 30 to 45 minutes as that front's rolling through. So I'm going to start Futurecast off here at about 4 o'clock tomorrow afternoon. Now we're going to briefly hit highs tomorrow afternoon in the low to mid 40s. So I'll bring this back just a little bit so you can kind of see. I mean, we start off tomorrow with sunshine, it's beautiful, it's quiet, and then right around 12 to 2 o'clock, we're gonna hit a high of about 43. Clouds will start to develop, and then you're gonna see really right over the Colorado, Wyoming, Nebraska border, we'll start to see some snow. Now this is where it's gonna get a little tricky with the flash freezing. If we see some of that first come in, when, look at that, temps are in the upper 30s, still warm enough that it would melt pretty early on, and then you would drastically see these temperatures dropping within that next few hours, you know, down into the low to mid 20s between really about 10 and 11 o'clock. So depending on the rate of the snowfall, I mean, it would actually be better if we had some intense snowfall rates to get a good layer of snow on the ground, because your car does a lot better on snow than it does on ice.
Sure does.
So it would be almost better if we had that. I'd say snowfall totals, the brunt of our accumulation is going to be that night, Friday night into early Saturday morning, and then it's going to really taper off. We'll see much lighter snow. Temps will get down into the teens on Saturday morning, and then we're going to just hover there through the day. That cold air mass is going to continue to deepen, sink farther south, and it gets colder as the weekend goes on.
So we'll be below freezing from Friday, late Friday through at least through Tuesday?
Through, I would say, until probably Wednesday afternoon, we will be below freezing. So we'll probably be at freezing tomorrow around, let's say, you know, 5, 6 o'clock. And then we won't get above freezing until Wednesday afternoon, when we hit a high of about 35. So that's multiple days. We're talking Saturday, Sunday, Monday, Tuesday. Yeah.
Paul Walker says coat, hat, gloves, face mask, that's all you need. And,
really, if you dress properly, you're all right.
Yeah, I mean, I think I'm probably one of the folks that get made fun of a little bit, because I will be the weirdo out there on my bicycle because I just have to be outside.
You're not a weirdo. This is Colorado. This is normal. People will be out at Red Rocks too, running. You know they will.
That's true. Yeah, they will be. But you can't keep me indoors. Although it probably is best to try to stay indoors.
Try to stay indoors. Yeah, it's better for your body.
Yeah, just so Lisa's here. Feel free to hop in and ask a question, maybe about your community, where you're at, what to expect over the next couple of days. How's it been with being the chief meteorologist, by the way?
It's
been
cool.
About a month now.
It's weird.
Yeah.
It's a weird. Whenever I hear it, it's weird to me. I mean, I was with Mike working here for 18 years with him, and what an amazing mentor. And it is odd when you see his career here at Denver7, you know, come to an end with his retirement, and to try to. I always say there's no way you can fit in that man's shoes, but I can try to wear them. I can try to at least lace them up. But no, he's phenomenal. We miss him, but this is great. We've got a phenomenal team too. I mean, it's all women. We call ourselves WOW, the women of weather right now. It's kind of fun.
Sound like those music disc things from the 90s.
Yeah. What were those called?
Wow
hits,
you're
right.
Wow hits or something.
Oh yeah.
Is that what that was?
They were Wow hits. Yeah, like Wow hit 45.
What do we got? Oh, we have Christmas lights. Is this the time to take down the Christmas lights?
Well, if you're a traditionalist, you would leave them up until after the stock show. I did think potentially about taking mine down today, but the other fun part is having them up during all the cold and snow because it's really pretty. If you're going to do it, I'd say do it either today or early tomorrow morning, because then you're not going to want to get out there to do it until probably later next week. But if you do wait till after the stock show, we are going to warm up. Things aren't going to stay this cold forever.
Yeah. Eric is down. He says this snowstorm down there in Colbert, Oklahoma. By the way, I'm born and raised in Oklahoma, so I'm very familiar with Colbert or Colbert, depends how you say it. This goes by so fast I can't keep up. Says he was down there last week and they stayed home and it was great.
Yeah. Yeah, that's the other thing. If you are traveling, this is not a huge snow event for us, really.
And that's a question Trent's asking, how much snow are we expecting? So we can maybe talk about that too.
So first round, so Friday night into Saturday morning, that'll be the majority of the accumulation through the weekend. I would say with that one, 2 to 4, maybe 5 in a few spots, but really 2 to 4 inches of snow is not a crazy amount. And then we'll get another round Sunday afternoon. That one looks to be even lighter, so maybe around 1 to 2 inches. So I would say total between that 48-hour period, we're looking at around 2 to 5 in total.
So I think we were talking with Danielle Grant last night about this. This is one of those situations where, because the temperatures will stay below freezing for an extended period of time, maybe we won't get as much sun as we normally hope we do after a snow. Like, it will take a while for some of this to come up.
It'll take longer, yeah. Usually, I mean, we're so lucky. A snowstorm rolls into Colorado. We get a good, let's say, solid 3 to 6 inches, and then the very next day, it could be below freezing, but as long as it's sunny, the roads will melt off. I mean, you've seen even on a day where we wake up to a snowy mess on the commute, by the afternoon it's dry and gone. I would say be careful with, again, assume if it looks wet, that it's icy. That would be my best way to, if you do have to get out there and drive. I'm going to be downtown for a dance competition with like thousands of little girls all weekend long. So yeah, I'm just going to stay in the hotel.
Rebecca's asking, can you talk about how much snow they'll see in Firestone, a little bit north of here?
Firestone, so my parents used to live in Firestone. They are now in Evergreen, which they love it. They moved to Evergreen because they want more snow. Firestone, you're going to be in that 2 to 4 inch range about with this first round. So you'll probably wake up Saturday morning with that 2 to 4 inches on the ground.
I know you have to go shoot something else here in a minute, so we need to start wrapping this up. So maybe a couple more minutes here if you have a question for Lisa while she's here, but anything else you want to kind of walk us through while we're here? What about next weekend?
Next weekend, looking at extended models, it's looking better. I mean, when you look, let me show you the 10 days. So this is what's going to be, again, travel. If you are heading anywhere east of Colorado, I'd say within the next week, check ahead, because what's going to happen is this Arctic air mass is going to sink south across Colorado, down south. It deepens through Monday, and then it starts to slide. It kind of shifts to the east. And so over that next 7 to 10 days, that cold air is really going to start to move, more into the heart of the country and then out east where they're not so used to it being like this. And I'll show you here if it pops up in a sec. There you go. So this is the 10 days. So when you're looking out 7 to 10 days, we are still on the western edge of below normal temps, but keep in mind that on average, mid-January, our average is 45. So even if we're 42, that's much warmer than this, but it's still going to be below normal.
So the coldest morning, night is going to be, it's Monday into Tuesday?
It'll be, Monday, I think your Monday morning to Tuesday morning is going to be your coldest 24-hour period. You'll see temps drop down to about 10 degrees below zero Monday morning. And then, I can even pull the 7-day up for you really quick. Monday morning, 10 degrees below zero. We'll only hit a high of about 7. We love the number 7. But I like it when there's 2 of them. 77, much better. But we'll hit that single-digit high that afternoon, and then it'll be back down to sub-freezing temps by early Tuesday morning.
Well, and I know we have the Marade on Monday. As right now, it's still on. I know
still a go.
Organizers had told us this morning that it might be best, if you're have some health issues, maybe to stay home. Maybe not best for seniors and pets.
Babies, the little ones, keep them in. I mean, your body just it has a harder time dealing with the cold when you're in that, one of those compromised. Okay, so here's your 7-day.
Oh,
look how good this is looking. That 35 is looking good now, isn't it? That's how I feel when I have to do weather on the green screen. I have to move out of the way so you can see it all.
That's great.
I mean, this is so quintessential Colorado.
Yeah, it is.
This is what I love. I mean, we're going from near 60 to this major drop this weekend. So we will be under a Denver7 weather action day. And someone asked me this morning, they're like, what does that mean when you say action day? It's just to let you know that we're keeping a really close eye on it, and so that, let's say like on Monday you saw this, you would know, okay, something's coming up.
Yep.
And I always urge people, I mean, I wish I had a glass ball that I could see, 12 days into the future and nothing would change, but it's constantly changing. So I always urge people, they'll say, I watched Monday and you said it was gonna be this, but then it was this.
Yeah.
Keep watching. If we've got an action day up, stay with us during the week because we'll keep you up to date as things are changing.
Yeah, because I don't have my phone here, but these things are notoriously not accurate at all, especially for Denver. They're not accurate.
We're so close to, you got to realize we have such a crazy elevation change within just a 5 to 10 mile span here, and that makes a huge difference. Now, I always joke with the kids when I go on school visits, I'm like, tell your parents we're always right. We know that's not true, right? I wish it was a perfect science. It's not. We do our best and we will keep you up to date. Once we get into that 48-hour window, it's a lot easier to see the specifics of a storm.
So enjoy today, because it's summertime. It's summertime today. And if you don't follow, can I advocate for you on Instagram?
Yes.
If you don't follow Lisa on Instagram, please. Your videos that you do in the morning with Jason, they're just that little burst of positivity and just that you ease your way into the day. Like, it's gonna be okay. So
it is.
I highly recommend follow her on Instagram.
I like to take a positive approach to weather because, again, 9 times out of 10, we're going to be just fine. And this is a storm that we will get through. We'll be here for you through the weekend, so don't worry about that. If you've got any questions, email me. Yeah, go to Instagram. We do these little videos in the morning, like Jeff was saying, and it makes me laugh because we tape them at around like 5:15 a.m. when I'm like 1,000% still delirious. But we give you a little nugget of what to expect for the day, plus something fun around the studio.
Awesome. Lisa, I know you have to go do other things. You'll be in the mornings, next couple days monitoring. We've got Danielle tonight, obviously Stacy and Katie. Then on digital.com, Denver7.com, we're also tracking the wind chills. I'm working on stories that you can track your local community, how they are going to change over the next couple days, several days. So.
And this guy's awesome. The whole web, all of you over there, the whole web team, they're great. You guys really dive down in deep on some of these things. And it's been such a good partnership, and we keep each other in track.
Fellow weather nerds.
Yes, exactly.
Awesome. Thank you, Facebook, for joining us, and please just stay with us throughout the day and the next couple days. It's going to be okay.
Yes, it is.
Thank you. We'll see you later.